Okay, so I'm just going to quickly demo the Areculateir lead gen system. So basically, when I prompt Claude Code the CLI, it's able to run all of the system that we've built out here. So you can see all the files on the left there, and it collects leads for the specific cities in Australia that I've setted it to target and scrape. So all of the CBDs within Australia, I'm able to scrape the data from the respective businesses in those locations through integration of utilizing through sourcing from Google Maps as one of the sources. So you can actually add different sources, but this happens to be the source in which we're utilizing for the scraping of the data from the different CBDs in Australia. And all I need to do, it is as simple as prompting the Claude CLI, Claude Code CLI, which I actually get the prompt from a large language model, so from Anthropic's Claude, and then Claude is prompting itself to go out and complete this task for me. And then I just sit back and wait for all of the data to be ported through the webhook in which I've integrated and connected. That leads to a Google Sheet, a custom Google Sheet which I've created, and then I just check the data in there, and then I go ahead and I'm able to reach out or outreach to the leads that make it towards that point, because what the system also does is it actually vets and it audits and it screens the different people or different businesses and brands in which it goes ahead and scrapes and attributes a score to them based upon the relevance of my business and its service towards theirs. And so how it kind of gauges as to how valuable and how likely it would be a fruitful kind of service to deliver and render towards the respective people that make it to that round of the lead generation scraping process. So it scrapes, gets the raw data, then from that raw data, it audits it, scans for relevance of my service or Areculateir's service towards their business, and sees how valuable it is, gives it a score, moves it into the outreach list and says, this is what you need to outreach to. And then after that, and then it goes into the enrichment list, and I manually do that. So that's how the system works. It's pretty snazzy to have this running locally. All you're really paying for is just the credits in which you, of the large language model that you're using to perform all of this. And so the IDE, becomes, and I like what, Nick Sarayev talks about this. It basically becomes like a large language model is utilizing the IDE that you're using, likened to the way a crab uses a shell. So when a large language model is operating on the browser in, say, ChatGPT, OpenAI, or Anthropic's Claude, it's operating within that shell of the browser of the Claude software or site. But when you port it over to your IDE, it's using the IDE as its realm to operate in. And so you get to you kind of give it a bit more functionality. And in this case, I have given it very specific functionality that is now it's operating based off this system. And there's a system prompt. So the Areculateir context MD is the system prompt. So basically, the large language model comes in, it reads this Areculateir context MD every single time you give it a prompt. So it knows what it's doing every single time. So it has the prompt, and then I believe it also has the negative prompts. So it's in a similar fashion to how you generate images and how you ensure the quality of the generation of the images. You have a negative prompt. And so basically that's what the MD file is. Anyhow, the lead gen system is working for me thus far. With these things, it's just a matter of iteration and continual refinement, which is again, maybe not necessarily again, but which is a skill that you kind of just develop subconsciously when you're designing. Anyhow, this is the lead gen system, and this is just the demo of that. So.